Chaps, another Battlefield update. Who would have thought? Things are looking spicy for us as a community at present. All these new updates really came out the blue for me, and I think overall have had a really positive impact on the quality of life of the game. With some recent patches, we've now seen the removal of the controversial team balancer mechanic in the game mode breakthrough. Now, I may be one of the few that hold this opinion, but this is saddening news. Yes, bad news, you heard that right. And before you pounce on me in the comments about how trash the balancer was, let me explain. For many months now, I have been droning on about the lack of even an adequate, never mind good team balancer being present in Battlefield 5 and the impact this has on the game. I've even entitled a video on it, Battlefield 5's #1 problem. And for me and my friends who are pretty capable at the game, especially in a coordinated squad, destroying enemy teams, as modest as this sounds, becomes very boring after a while. And this, and I think they would agree, is a major factor in why they so rarely jump onto the game now, as the games just lack that competitive edge that other titles like Warzone, although arguably that game takes it to another extreme, can provide. This, of course, is problematic for myself, as losing your entire squad isn't the greatest way to experience a Battlefield game. So when an attempt, even an inkling of an attempt for a team balancer was introduced into the game, I was ecstatic. Now, I'm not here to argue it was perfect, as it certainly was not. Even in Part Welsh's own community post, he acknowledges the pitfalls of the team balancer, stating that there were issues where some players were placed into empty lobbies, which did happen to me on occasion, so admittedly not the greatest feature introduced. And I think the biggest gripe many in the community had was the fact that you could no longer necessarily play certain map rotations, negating the use of server browser in some aspects. Yet, as much as I agree with the above issues that do need to be resolved, however that may be, and we can discuss that a little bit later on, I think the positives of fairer and more competitive games, starting fresh rounds, and even something as simple as even player counts on either team, which the team balancer did improve on as outlined in Part Welsh's posts, are just so fundamental to a good gaming experience that they outweigh the cons highlighted. I honestly believe me and my friends would have a far better time playing with a flawed team balancer than with no team balancer at all. The community has been rattling on about a good team balancer for eons, it feels, as well, so it's nice to see that they've tried, and I think many in the community still panic that this is going to lead to some kind of skill-based matchmaking. However, I said it before and I'll say it again, the system implemented was nothing like skill-based matchmaking. Now, before we jump into potential solutions and deeper analysis, I just wanted to quickly cover the 7.3 update for those who simply clicked on this video for information rather than an opinion piece. So the 7.3 update, to keep it brief, was nothing groundbreaking. Right, there we go. Moving on. Banter. It was, however, a quality of life update that has brought a number of bug fixes and cosmetic items. So some of the major changes you may notice is the new artwork present in the Battlefield 5 loading page, the correct implementation of the Serpentine and New Zealand paint job for the Corsair F4U1C. Unfortunately, with their bug repairs, they removed the bug where friendly name tags are disabled when name tags mutator is set to off. So now friendly tags will remain on when that mutator is off. And in all honesty, I actually quite like the ultra realistic scenario, all name tags off in the game provided. It almost created a game mode above and beyond hardcore, which I quite enjoyed, and it certainly provided a lot of funny moments between me and my mates trying to decipher and decrypt who was on your team and who was an opposing foe.
Oh, behind, no!
So they're kind of the major items I could pick out, but I'll leave a list to the forum post below so you can go and check it out for yourself. So back to solutions then. As stated, overall I like the concept of a team balancer, and I think most agree with that premise. After all, team balancing has been present in Battlefield games at least since Battlefield 3 onwards. It's about implementation I think we disagree on. So I think although overall positive, I have to concede that the recent team balancer is extreme in nature, switching people and squads between servers. I do believe there's a myriad of things they could try before getting to the point of moving people between servers, although I think it should remain as a last resort under certain circumstances. Firstly, EA and DICE could simply implement an in-round score-based team shuffler, taking into account time played so people who joined the lobby late weren't discredited, and simply shuffle some of the lower performing players and or squads in terms of score per minute to the winning team, and some of the better performing players and squads to the losing team at the end of the round or halfway between games like in Battlefield 1, although I'm not so keen on the latter. This is not a bulletproof system by any means, as people can have bad games, but this would be a first step in a tiered approach to team balancing. If the games were still highly uneven at this point, this is when server switching could begin to kick into gear, joining stronger players to teams that needed that leg up, or combining servers both of which have low player counts, for example. Yet, one of the easiest solutions is simply to hand back control to the players by reintroducing the team switcher mechanic. Yes, there will always be those sweats that switch to winning teams like Sados. However, I think the majority of the community act in good faith when it comes to this. I know many a time me and my squad did switch to a losing team if we got to the point where it was just so dull that it was no longer fun, which unfortunately is still a major problem plaguing Battlefield 5 again after the removal of the team balancer. Anyway, let me know your solutions in the comment section below. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button. We do everything Battlefield on this channel, so if you're a Battlefield fan, this could be the place for you. With that said, thanks for watching, have a great day, and until next time, my fellow YouTube browsers, peace out.